So for getting the transmission out, from what I can tell, right, we gotta take out these two bolts right here, right, so we can get this shifter off. We're gonna mark the linkage here, and then we'll take that bolt out so we can pull the shifter linkage off. It sounds like the only thing that holds the engine in actually is like the transmission. So we are gonna need to support the engine with a strap. I'm probably gonna run the strap right through here, right like that, just so then it will apply pressure up on here. You know, we'll just kind of like run it up. Won't hook it to the shock, I'll hook it to something up yonder. You know, that way it'll help support the engine. So, gotta do that, and then back here in the back, gotta take off, well, I gotta take the exhaust, the muffler off anyway, because I'm getting a new one. But then this rear bracket back here has to come off, which, now that I'm thinking about it, if I have to take that off, I'm probably just gonna buy the transmission brace one, just be better. And then on the other side, need to remove both clutches and the clutch housing. And then I think there's some other stuff underneath that, so it'll probably be a couple hour project. But yeah, like I said, really didn't think I was gonna have to do this, but you know, we're in it now. Okay, got the muffler off, got the shifter off, and as you can see, marked the shift shaft right there. Then all I did was pull the clutches out and then took off the case. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts there, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts there. This is for my belt temp gauge. So on the back side of that cover, there's this wiring harness that is clipped to it in 1, 2, and 3 locations. Otherwise, you have, you know, that tube that you got to take off. There's 2 tubes that come down to it from there, and then there's the one across the back. So, otherwise, probably taking 30 minutes to get to this point or so. Also, part of that is I have no idea exactly what to do here, so I have to kind of like investigate and figure it out. So I want the rear, all you got to do is take off that plate, which is just 3 bolts on each side, and then the 1 bolt right there through the middle, right? And then that whole thing should just come straight out. But that is the only thing that is holding the ass of the transmission in. So I think what we got to do now is I think we got to take off those 2, and then we got these 2 to take off, and then we have several on the other side. And the engine should stay in place with a strap because it is hard mounted right there. And then, like I said, if we just put a strap around it just to kind of help hold it so it doesn't go like that, you know, just help hold it up a little bit, should be good to go. So we're gonna keep on keeping on tomorrow, because Supercross is on tonight, and I'm gonna go watch that. So, but otherwise we'll be out here tomorrow bright and early, because we are really behind on what we said we wanted to do. Because feeling a little deflated about how much extra shit there still is. But such is racing. So, see you tomorrow. Okay, so apparently our Joy Designs exhaust shipped already, and is actually going to be here on Monday. I didn't expect it for like another 2 weeks or so. So, because if we remove the stock exhaust, one, it's got to get removed anyway for the new exhaust, but it'll also give us more room to get in here and work on getting the transmission out and stuff like that. So already disconnected the O2 sensor and stuff. So now I just got to take the V-band clamp off of the back of the turbo, and then she should just kind of you know, wiggle on out of here. I'm also gonna take this heat shield off too, just because I think that'll give us some more room. And then I don't know if we'll still need it with the Joy Designs exhaust, but we'll find out. So, all right, so got these bolts out. There's 3 10mm right here, and then there were this 15, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 13 millimeters, I think they were. So got those out. Cannot get this plate out yet. Basically, it ends up hitting, apparently that black box right there is the four-wheel drive unit. So like, I think that's what engages the four-wheel drive. So this is still pretty thoroughly wedged. Ratchet strap now, she's fairly snug, so that's supporting the engine. Now I'm working on these don't know if you can see it, 3 bolts back here, right? There's 3 on each side. These SOBs are 13 millimeter diameter. That's probably, I don't know, 25 millimeters long, so an inch or so long. And I don't know what Loctite this is, but it's like Red Plus. It's real tight. So what I did that made life a lot easier is gas torch. So don't heat it up super hot, you don't want to hurt anything. Basically all I did, so it took about everything I could do with my fingertips because you don't have a lot of room in here. So basically all I did is, you can see how the condensation is gone off of here. You can see like the wet mark back there and stuff. That's condensation. All I did was heat it up enough to get the condensation to go away, right? Did that on top, did that down here from the bottom, and then I did like another 5 seconds, 7 seconds on top, another 5, 7 seconds on the bottom. That was it. Grand total, 30 seconds of heat total. Not a lot. And I had it turned down fairly low too. So that made life a lot easier. Just a little pro tip for you guys. So I'm gonna get these 2 out. I already got 1 out, and then I'll get the others on the other side, and then we'll see what's next. When trying to get these, these bolts out, so I cannot get this lower one out on the other side. It ends up hitting the frame first. This one I think I can probably get out the rest of the way just because there's a tiny bit of room. So what I've done is I put a strap under here, and it just ratchet strap, right? It just goes from here, and then it goes and just hooks over on the other side. Just, something to kind of support the ass of the tranny. I did take off this upper muffler mount. Basically, there's a, oh my gosh, it's like a captured bolt up here at the top. It eludes me right now what it's called, but anyway, 13 millimeter nuts on the bottom. There's 4, 2 on this side, 2 right over there on that side. That allows you access to this large 15 millimeter bolt. So my plan is I'm going to loosen this bolt, and I'm hoping that will give me enough room to where I can, basically put like a pry bar in between the frame and the tranny, because I just need to push it over a 1/4 inch. So right now it does have a tiny bit of wiggle in it, just because this is rubber bushings right here. And the front ones are also rubber bushings. So there is a little bit of give in the whole system. It's just that right now I only have probably an 1/8 inch of play, and I need 3/16 or a 1/4. So I'm kind of hoping that that'll give it to me. So that's kind of my plan right now. Then after that, once I get those unbolted, then you're gonna have some connectors over here to undo. I don't think this one actually has to get undone at all, but this one, there's one right back there that has to get undone. And then if you look really closely, in between the engine and transmission, there's a couple connectors in there that also need to get undone. So that's where we're at. Oh, you can see the ratchet strap right there, how it's hooked. And yeah, I'm an engineer, so I can say this, but it's your local engineer. That's garbage engineering. Why would you design something that goddamn tight? All right, rant over. Back to work. So before you do this, drain the tranny fluid, or I guess rear diff fluid as Can-Am calls it, because once you separate transmission from, I think they call it like the intermediate shaft or something like that, basically it will start puking. So got that rear bracket out like we talked about, and then you can see right in there where it separates. But anyway, there are these 2 10mm bolts, and then there is one more 10mm bolt that you have to access up here from the front, and that comes out. And then at that point, once you undo your electrical, you can pop this thing back. That said, I still need to figure out exactly how to get it out. So, yeah, stay tuned. I think the tranny is finally ready to come out, and I may have led you guys astray a little bit. Do not take this bracket out. Unbolt the transmission, or I guess the rear diff, from it, right, with these 4 bolts, these two here, one right there, one right there. Leave these 4 motor mounts in, right? That's what's securing it. You do have one electrical connector, which is right through here. There's blue tape over it right now. And then you have another electrical connector right there. That's just like a male-female cheap connector. So undo those, and then you should be good to take it out once you pull the damn drive line. So, because everything else is torn apart, I had to unbolt the front carrier bearing. Back here is just a slip yoke where, you know, that pulls forward. So I did pull the drive line off. I don't know that I necessarily had to, but I needed to get this motor mount loose. Because this motor mount, like this mid shaft I think they call it, is what the transmission mates up to. And having this, you know, move forward, can't take it out, but having that move forward gave us about an inch more room. So I do have a ratchet strap, you know, going from this bolt up to the shock tower. And then I still have that red one on that kind of slings it, you know, from shock tower, or from shock mount to shock mount. But yeah, now transmission is totally and completely free. So now I think I can just kind of pick it up a little bit out this way. You know, pick it up, pull it out a little bit, tip the front out, and pull it straight out. So here we go. Yeah. Okay, yeah, well, that's good.
Hold on, there you go.
Wow, that was painless. I'm not gonna be able to use the jack next time because there's gonna be a plate welded in there, but cool. Hell yeah. That is how you remove the transmission from the Can-Am X3. So hopefully you guys find that helpful. Normally there will still be a plate welded in here in the bottom. I cut that out because I'm welding the new CT Racework stuff. But overall though, I think it took, gosh, probably 5 hours or so to get it out, like all in all. But also part of that is no one has a video on how to do this, you know? Like a lot of them are just kind of screwing around and stuff like that. You know, it's not very straightforward and everything else. So hopefully you guys find that helpful. I'm guessing realistically probably only be a couple hours or so. I think you can do it with the trailing arm on still. Just take out this shock. I think that would be super helpful to do. You could leave the other side like totally intact. Oh, no you can't, because you have to pull the rear axles. So never mind. But I do think you could leave that far side trailing arm and shock on and stuff. I think that would be doable. But yeah, hopefully you guys find it helpful. So yeah, I'm going to continue on trying to get this rear gusset kit done. So party on.